almost turned into a roast. I'd like to take an opportunity to thank a lot of folks that made my presence here tonight possible. First, I'd like to address the members of the selection committee first. It really gives me a lot of pleasure to be here and tremendous honor. The fact that I was selected to join the great men and women who have preceded me into the hall. I was actually pretty stunned to be selected and consider it truly a great honor to join them. When I was growing up as a youngster in Juniata, I never had much opportunity to play in the Little League sports, which were popular in those days. But when it came fall, I had an opportunity to play a lot of sandlot football with kids that were quite a bit bigger than me, and managed to learn that there was something that I could excel in because they managed to beat the snot out of me. But it did toughen me up, and I learned that I could excel in something like that. I got to Keith, played for John Brannick. John taught me a couple of lessons, very important lessons. If you wanted to be a first team player, you had to be the toughest man at that position. There was only 1, 2, 3 things to learn. Be the best, be the toughest. And there was one other thing I learned in my first game at Winburn. I had the misfortune of missing a block right in front of John. He pulled me out of the game. "Come here," he said. I jogged over to where John was standing on the sidelines. He went right up on the back of my head. I learned a lesson that when you're standing next to a coach on the sideline, you never take your helmet off. For the next 10 years, anytime I stood beside a coach on the sidelines, I never, ever took my helmet off. After Keith, I went to high school, played for Earl Strom. Earl Strom, God love him. If anybody played for Earl Strom, if you didn't learn to be a man, you just weren't paying attention. My brother Dave loves to tell stories about Earl Strom. Now, our brother Dave was actually a better football player than I was until he blew out his knee in his senior year, early in his senior season. But he tells some stories about Earl. One in particular was that anytime a player got hurt in practice, and Coach Rickens will support this because I'm sure he's heard this story. He's heard Earl say this. But anytime a player ever got hurt or thought he was hurt, he'd come up to Earl and say, "Coach, I hurt my leg, or hurt my ankle, or hurt my knee, or hurt my back." Earl would look down at him, he'd fold his arms, give him that famous squint, and he'd say, "Son, go do a couple forward rolls. You'll feel a lot better." Then I went to Pitt. Boy, we had some coaches there. They taught you fundamental football. Fundamental football at Pitt was hit, 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 hit. And we did it in what we called the pits. We went to camp at Meadville, Pennsylvania, which is real close to Lake Erie. Now, camp in August in Meadville is like practicing in the Amazon jungle. And then we went back to Pittsburgh and we had 3 full-scale scrimmages before the first game. Now, I would like to say that I loved all that, but if I did, I think Foge would fall out of his chair laughing, and I'd hate to see somebody at his age get hurt seriously here tonight. So anyway, it was a real joy to play at Pitt. It really was, because we played the best in the country. We never took a back seat, unlike Penn State at that time. But anyway, ooh, you know that's true. But anyway, I want to say that I'm really proud of the fact that I have my entire family here tonight, both sides, including my wife's side, who have come in from all over the country, some from as far away as San Antonio, Texas, and even my brother-in-law, Bob, from Charlotte, North Carolina, who was a two-sport standout at Hollidaysburg High, Bob Rothard. And lastly, I'd like to say that I want to thank you, Altoona, and Blair County, from the bottom of my heart, the best city and the best county in all of the United States. Thank you all very much.